Hello, everybody. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover, and um, you might be asking yourself, "Really, you're going to do another erotic adult vampire movie?" And yes, I am. What can I say? I love my smut. Anyway, no, just kidding. Now today we're going to talk about from our good friends at Redemption. We're going to talk about Jean Rollins' movie Fascination. This movie came out in 1979, and this movie stars ex French porn star Brigitte Lahey, who I'll get to her in a minute, and Franco May, and Franca May. I think that's how you say it. And this is actually, I have to be honest. I mean, okay, what I meant when I said about talking about Brigitte Lahey. Now, going back when I was probably like in my early teens, 14, something like that, they used to play the, late night movies on Skinamax. And I admit, I was a teenage boy, raging hormones, and stuff. And I watched it. I'm sorry for all the politically correct, oversensitive people out there. But I was a teenage boy, and I was attracted to women, and I was curious. I'm not gonna lie, I was that way. So, you know, if you see me in the street, go ahead and shoot me down. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, I mean, I was attracted to women. I was curious. I admit it. So anyway, so going back watching some of these movies on Cinemax late at night and stuff, I saw a movie with Brigitte Lahey, who that's her there, okay, and the movie was called Joy Chapter Two. Now the movie has since been re-released. It's been put on DVD by Severin, and it's called Joy and Joan. Which yes, I do have it because that's the movie that introduced me to her. But I was very, very. I admit, as a teenage boy, I was very taken with her. I was very. She just knocked me on my ass. I admit it. So I thought she was just stunningly beautiful, super gorgeous, and just So years later, they started re-releasing some of these movies out, and I do have another one with her called Faceless that Jess Franco did, and I have other movies of her. I have kind of a small Brigitte Lahey collection that I have here, and she was the main reason why I wanted this movie because I just wanted for my Brigitte Lahey collection. But anyway, though, come to find out, it's all like, not only is she in this movie, and yes, she does appear nude and everything. Like I said, it's an erotic vampire movie, so you already know what you're getting, especially with Redemption on there. You know what you're getting yourself into. So, so I got the movie, and the one thing that actually turned out, though, this movie's actually really good. The movie came out in 1979, written and directed by Jean Rollins, who, as a writer director, I mean, he did make a couple of movies that were not very good. Zombie Lake definitely comes to mind, but but he did make a lot of good, interesting kind of French, film. Well, not kind of French; they were French because he's French, but he made a lot of good films. And the one thing that he was really fascinated by, and they tell you on the documentary about him on here called Virgins and Vampires, a 24-minute profile with Roland with extensive interviews from the TV series Erotica. The thing about Jean Rollin was when it came to making movies, he was more into Gothic stories. He was more into vampire and creepy castles, kind of the vintage horror stories, and um, that's kind of where his interests lie, and that's the kind of movies he wanted to make. And he was always, they said on the documentary that he was always interested in the idea of two females vampires who kind of get into these horror adventure kind of things and stuff, and they lure men to their doom and stuff like that. But in the case of this, Brigitte Lahey is one of them, and let me see if I can show you. It's there at the bottom. You see the two girls. There's Brigitte Lahey and there's the other girl, and they're the two female vampires in this movie. Now the movie starts off. You have basically a robbery go off, and one of the guy there's four of them. If I remember correctly, there was four of them or five. I want to say, yeah, there was maybe like four or five. Anyway, one of the guys decides he's going to double cross everybody. They take these They take this money and everything else, and he decides he's going to double cross them and he's going to take the money for himself and try to get away. Well, he tries to get away and he can't, and he's stuck at this basically as a castle with the two women, Brigitte Lahey and the other girl. And he has sex with her and everything, and they keep telling him that you can't be here once night falls and you need to leave, and they're coming, and when they get here you can't be here and stuff like that. So but he stays, and he's basically like, hey, I'm here now and all this. And then to make matters worse, his basically his partners in crime, they come in, and they decide they're going to take the place over, and they're telling them the same thing: is you can't be here, they're coming tonight, you can't be here. And they don't care, of course they're criminals and stuff like that. So they manage to get the money and everything else. And one guy, he has a girl with him, and he says, you're going to take off your beautiful dress and you're going to give it to my girl, and while she goes out and and enjoys her brand new dress and stuff like that, you're going to go in here and I'm going to violate you. He says this to Brigitte Lahey. Well, he goes in there and he starts violating her and stuff like that, and they're in a barn, and she pulls a knife out from under the straw, and she stabs a guy and kills him. And then she gets the scythe here, and she uses it to kill the other two guys. And then she goes, and her and the girl who took her dress, they have a fight and everything else, and Brigitte Lahey kills her too. And then so basically now it's down to the two girls and the guy. And then at nighttime, it turns out it's like a group of female vampires come, and they're there, and they're saying that here at midnight Satan is going to come and all this other kind of stuff. And so you kind of get into this kind of triangle of the two girls and the guy and everything else. And I don't want to give too much more away. I mean, I know it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have seen this movie, and but yeah, I just don't really want to give too much of it away. And for the bonus features, it says master in HD from 35 millimeter negative, French with optional English subtitles, two deleted sex scenes, 16 minutes total. The Virgins and Vampires documentary, a 28-page booklet with an essay by Tim Lucas, editor of Video Watching, the original theatrical trailer, and trailers of four other Jean Rollins films. Now, the two deleted sex scenes were basically just kind of like just the scenes are in the movie, but they're kind of cut down. This here, if you watch the footage, it's just the same two sex scenes, but they're drawn out longer, and it's not X-rated. It's not pornographic. It's simulated sex scenes and everything. Despite the fact that Brigitte Lahey was a legitimate French porn actress, but the scenes in here, they are fake. They're staged, so it's not real sex. But anyway, though, yeah, this movie actually is, believe it or not, even for an erotic vampire movie, this movie is pretty good. It does actually have a story to it. Um, couple of things, because it's a French film, a couple of things don't seem to make a whole lot of sense, but overall, it's an easy film to follow. You get the idea. The only thing is, though, is like this movie is kind of deliberately paced. So if you're going into this hoping for, really like really speeded up action scenes or anything like that, you're going to be disappointed. This movie takes its time. So if you're kind of those people, you don't like a movie that takes its time, you want to just hurry up and get to the point, you may not care for this too much. But if you don't mind a story kind of taking time and setting up the tension and kind of building itself, then yeah, this will be okay. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good movie, and Jean Rollin is actually a good director. I have a couple of his other movies. I'd like to get more films that he directed, and he is actually a very talented writer director, and you know his movies do have a lot of style and some substance to them. And I mean, you see some filmmakers, like they make films that are all style but no substance whatsoever, and some movies that are all that have no style to them whatsoever or substance. But yeah, this movie works pretty good. I think it does pretty well. So, but yeah, I don't recommend this one, being watched by the kids. And if you're kind of like into the Twilight movies and stuff, I don't know, you may not be into this kind of movie. But yeah, but I mean, it's pretty sexy. I mean, Brigitte Lahey, she's very gorgeous and sexy. I admit, like I said, she was the reason I bought this movie in the first place. But after watching it and seeing a couple of other movies of Jean Rollin, it's like I actually wouldn't mind seeing more of his work. I think he's a pretty talented director, and he made some good movies. So I'm looking forward to picking up some more of his movies in the future. So, and like The Iron Rose, that was actually a pretty good movie. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's probably going to wrap it up for this. So, Fascination from 1979, I recommend it. If you don't mind erotic vampire movies, then yeah, you'll like this one. But yeah, it's pretty good. So anyway, I think I'll go ahead and wrap up this video. This is Cinema77, horror and cult film lover, and I hope you love erotic vampire movies as much as I do. And if you took the time to watch this video, thank you so much for doing so. I do appreciate you for doing it. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.